Hello, guys. Welcome to Reddit Uncovered. Hope you all are good, and before we jump to today's stories, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, let me know in the comments on which stories you guys want me to work, and the next video will be on that. Let's get started. Okay, so the title of the first story says, Am I overreacting for quitting a babysitting job on the spot after the mom insulted me? I, 22F, have been babysitting for a family every weekday morning for an hour. I take care of two kids, get them ready, and drop them off at school using Uber. I charge $16 per hour, and I've often stayed a bit longer without charging extra. Recently, the mom asked if I could babysit from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the kids' break. I said I'd be more than happy. She asked about the rate, and I said my rate would stay the same, $16 per hour. She said we should talk a flat rate for the entire day instead. I suggested that since it's about 8 hours, I could do the whole day for $115. She immediately said I was taking advantage of the situation and said she would only pay $50 for the entire day. When I said that doesn't work for me, she started yelling and said I was greedy, along with some really harsh personal comments about my appearance that felt completely unnecessary. I told her I wouldn't be continuing at all, quit on the spot, and left. Since then, she has been constantly texting me, saying I'm unprofessional and that I didn't give them any notice to find someone else among other things. I told her I won't be returning. Am I overreacting for quitting and refusing to go back? Okay, guys, so this was the first story. And to be honest, I don't think you overreacted for quitting it on the spot. You did it because of her way of treating you. And what you did is pretty sensible thing to do. And I would have done the same thing too if I'd be in your shoes. She asked about the charges, and you told her, and what she offered is just way too less, like $50 for an 8 hour shift. Doesn't make any sense at all. First, she's abusing, and then she's texting you that you're being unprofessional. What I think is that she's now trying to guilt trip you so you can return, which I would never suggest you to do. So let her do what she wants, and you can look for something else. That's my take on it. And as always, you guys can also share your opinions in the comment section below, and we'll move to the next story. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter's friend's mom she should have told me she invited a boy to their sleepover? I, early 40s F, have a daughter, Kate, 13. She has two very close friends, Liza and Chelsea, and the three of them have been inseparable for a couple years now. They're a bit unusual compared to most kids their age in that they're really into math, science, computers, tinkering, not games, that kind of thing. Honestly, more than a lot of the boys in their class. But at the same time, they still do all the typical sleepover stuff makeup, movies, gossip, etc. Earlier this year, a new boy joined their school, Abby. He's apparently very strong in math and didn't really have friends at first, so he kind of got absorbed into their group. I'll admit I felt a bit uneasy about it from the beginning. Nothing specific I can point to, just that when I've seen him at pickup, he comes across a little awkward. Something feels slightly off, but I can't explain it properly. Over time, he started hanging out with them more and also getting into their other interests like science projects and computers. Kate talks about him pretty normally, so I didn't push it too much. Last weekend, Chelsea's mom hosted a sleepover. The plan was actually pretty cute. They found some old 90s computer parts, and we're going to try building a PC and get Windows 98 and Linux running on it. Kate was really excited about it and went over for the weekend. Important context is that every previous sleepover has always just been the three girls. No boys, ever. When I went to pick Kate up, I found out that Abby had been there the whole time too, staying over with them. That was the first I had heard of it. Kate mentioned it casually like it was obvious. I was honestly taken aback. I spoke to Chelsea's mom and said I really would have appreciated being told that a boy was invited to the sleepover, not in an accusatory way, but I did say she should have let me know. She seemed surprised and said she thought Kate had already told me and that she didn't think it would be an issue since they're all just friends and were busy with the computer project anyway. Now I'm wondering if I overreacted. A mixed sleepover feels like something parents should explicitly communicate about in case I might not want Kate to go. On the other hand, maybe this is just me being old-fashioned or overthinking it. Kate is a bit annoyed with me now and says it was no big deal and I made it awkward. Well, after reading the whole scenario, the first thing that came to my mind is that you don't have any legitimate reason. And what I feel is because that he's the only brown, most probably Indian kid in all those three white kids. Well, I guess that from his name, Abi. Now coming to the point that, did you overreacted? In my opinion, yes, you did. I mean, like, they are all kids from the same class, and they share the same interests, so it's totally fine. Of course, Kate would be a bit annoyed considering she'd have found out it from her friends. So that's why. But on one ground I stand with you is that her friend's mom would also have told you that one more friend is also coming over for sleepover. I'll move to the next question now, and you guys can share your opinions, what you think about it. Am I the asshole for kicking everyone out after my sister lied and said my apartment was hers? I, 23F, live alone in a decently nice apartment, and I'm proud of it. My sister, Amelia, 20F, lives at home. We've always been very close, so I gave her a key for convenience and emergencies. Since I moved in about 10 months ago, Amelia has been coming over a lot. At first it was nice, but now it's almost daily. I work long hours and value my space and privacy, so this has been a little frustrating for a while. But I tried to be understanding because I know she really wants to move out too. Over the past 2 to 3 months, Amelia's been obsessed with my apartment and its aesthetic. She constantly comments on how she would decorate differently or suggests that we should move furniture around. I usually brushed it off as jokes. It didn't really start to get weird until I started coming to her in my apartment after letting herself in while I wasn't home. A few times I had noticed she rearranged little things. It bugged me, but I didn't outwardly confront her because it wasn't worth a fight with her. About 2 weeks ago, Amelia and I were at a mutual friend's party, and I overheard her talking to someone about her new apartment. And when I walked up, her friend said something like, "It looks nice from the pictures," which made me think she was showing people my place and telling them it's hers. A few days later, I came home early from work, and she was on my couch with a girl I've never met. Amelia looked obviously shocked and left quickly to go shopping. It happened again, a few days later with our two cousins instead. But she didn't seem to care that I came home this time. I texted her later and asked her to ask me before inviting anyone over to my apartment, and all she said was K. After that, I assumed all was well. She was still over a lot, but she was acting oddly nice. I found this weird and was immediately suspicious. But from what I could tell, she wasn't doing anything strange. Boy, was I wrong. Last night, I came home after a 12-hour shift, and she was there again. But this time, with 5 friends playing a drinking game in my living room. I was exhausted and livid. I told them all to leave. Amelia tried to talk to me in the kitchen, but I wasn't having it. I told them again to leave, and one of her friends asked why I was there. In my apartment. I lost it. I yelled, "Because I live here. Amelia lives with our parents, now get the fuck out." They left quickly, but my family is now saying that I embarrassed her in front of her friends, and Amelia is humiliated. I honestly don't think I did anything wrong, but my family is saying my sister is devastated. I'm not even sure what to do from here. I tend to overreact sometimes, but this was wild and very out of character for my sister. Straight not the asshole. You did exactly what you should have done, in my opinion. I understand that siblings do come over, but bringing over friends for party and stuff was a bit extra thing. I wouldn't have said that if she'd have asked for your permission before doing this. And the fuel in the fire was when one of her friends said, "Why you're even here? Your parents needs to stop pampering your sister and tell her what she did was completely wrong." What you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll move to the next story. All right, guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button below. It really means a lot to me. Also, feel free to share your opinions in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.